If you are a new or aspiring financial advisor, I want to give you 3 reasons why you shouldn't go into finance. Time to think like an investor. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Josh and I actually run a wealth management company. I've been a financial advisor for quite a long time, and some of my friends along the way and people I knew socially started to see that, obviously after the many years of working hard and not really getting much reward for it, I started to do okay. I bought a house and I had these investments and I was talking about different things. I was buying new cars, and people quickly thought to themselves,
this Josh guy, what is it that he does? I want to do what he does. That seems like a good idea.
And it's really funny because a lot of people want to get into finance. A lot of people think about this as a career. And one of the big reasons is because of a lot of these investment dealers and institutions will actually have people who are trained to go out and try to recruit other advisors. And their whole job is to find people and sell them on the career, because that makes the company a lot more money if they can hire more advisors to distribute products, okay? But there are a lot of reasons that maybe you shouldn't go into finance. And I don't want to sugarcoat things and say, this is the best career ever and it can make a lot of money and there's great work-life balance. I want to give you a balanced perspective of what this looks like. And I think for me, one of the things that I went through that I wasn't exactly aware would be the case, I knew I was going to have to work hard, but I had no idea that I wasn't going to see my friends for 2 years. There was about an 18-month stretch where I saw my core group of friends that I had seen like every weekend since high school. I saw them once in like an 18-month stretch. That was terrible. It's not something I thought was going to happen. So I highly encourage you to take a look at a picture of your closest, dearest friends and think, could I go a year without seeing those people? And in reality, is it really necessary that you just don't socialize, you don't see other people? Well, not exactly, but this is kind of a testament to the work ethic that's required to get started in finance. Whether you want to do investment banking, whether you want to become an advisor, you're going to have to essentially put your entire life into the career for the first couple of years. And if that's not something you're willing to do, it's probably not a career that you want to think about. So all in all, guys, if you are looking to get rich kind of quick, like I had friends who went into software and things went really well for them really quickly. If you're looking to get that initial reward from starting a new career without having to put in that time first, this is not the career for you. I think first things first, if you're not willing to go all in for at least a couple years, probably not the career for you. Another thing to think about is that when you become a financial advisor, or you get into finance, whether you're in investment banking or what have you, you're going to start to be seen over time in your social circles and in your friends and in your family as kind of some sort of financial authority. And even just people who kind of know of you will run financial questions by you. They're gonna ask about different investments. Everybody loves to talk about investing and speculating in stocks. There is no end to how much humans want to gamble on things, and they wanna get your perspective because they think you're smarter than them. In addition to the fact that people are always going to be on you about things in finance, the world of the economy and investments and just different regulations around taxes and all these different things is always changing. So it's a career where you always have to be on top of the next thing. You always have to be developing yourself and researching more and more. And you have to almost have this authentic and genuine passion for the subject matter itself. You have to have a genuine love for investing or financial planning or for evaluating companies or analyzing different businesses. Because if you don't have that, the amount of finance that will be in your life is going to start to get so unbelievably boring that you're just gonna burn out. At some points for me, someone who really loves this enough to start a YouTube channel about it, it even gets old for me at times. I need to kind of step back. So one thing I would say is that if you're getting into this career purely for the prestige or for the money, which it's known to provide, investment banking, being a high profile wealth manager, these things are known to be prestigious and they pay well. But if that is the primary motivation, you are not gonna have that genuine passion that you really actually need to probably stick it out through the difficult times and all of the new information you're gonna need to take in and the conversations you're gonna have to have. So I would say that's probably the second thing. If you don't have a genuine passion for the subject matter itself, if you're there for the money and the prestige, it's probably a good idea to rethink finance as a career. As an aside, one of the reasons I think it's important to just go through maybe the hurdles or the reasons why you shouldn't go into finance, they're important to revisit because everybody you're looking at is probably telling you why it's the best career in the world, why it's the greatest thing ever. There's marketers in your ear telling you you have to become a financial advisor, look at this success story and that success story. it's important to not waste your time. You don't want to get started down some track that isn't actually for you. The amount of times I've seen someone try to start in the business as an advisor and not make it past those first 2 or 3 years is tremendous. It's unbelievable. There's actually a local mutual fund dealer in my country, in my city actually, which has a pretty good base here. And they did a study and they found that after 3 years, if you have a new class of recruits for financial advisors, you have 20 new ones that come into the business, within 3 years, only 5 of them will be remaining. So you could think about there's a 1 in 4 success rate over 3 years, which is crazy to think about. Most people don't make it in this business, so it's important to know whether or not you're the person that can. The last thing that comes to mind for me is this idea of your comfort zone. Now, whether it's somebody like a close friend of mine who went to work in New York as an investment banker, that requires relocating to some massive city where you have to develop a new social circle, you have to learn new skills, people are different than what you're used to. If you could become a financial advisor like I did, that required me sitting in front of my manager in his office and going through all my phone contacts and all my social media contacts and sending them cold text messages and DMs asking them to meet with me to talk about their personal finances. That is so uncomfortable. I have to go into networking events where I have to introduce myself to like superiors and people who have been in business way longer than me and try not to feel like an idiot. Like networking is a whole thing. It's something that's imperative in this business, and it was so outside of my comfort zone. So regardless of what branch of finance you want to go into, it is going to be imperative that you are breaking your comfort zone. And if you're the kind of person who is looking for something more stable and secure where you won't have to push against the boundaries too much, finance is not the career for you, because one thing is certain. It's that if you have a tight comfort zone that you're unwilling to expand, it's certainly not the career for you, because you're going to be forced outside of your comfort zone a million times with even just the first couple of years. Anyways, guys, if you're coming to me to ask if this is the right career for you and you fit the bill in any of those 3 things, it might be worth reconsidering. I'm hoping that you maybe got some value from my perspective being in this business and seeing the kind of people who have succeeded and the kind of people who maybe haven't, and going through my thoughts on what it really takes, what kind of person should be in the business, what kind of person shouldn't be in the business. But if you glean any value from this video whatsoever, make sure to support the channel by hitting that like button below, hit subscribe, and turn on those post notifications for more videos just like this one every single week. Until next time.